Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever heard something like a friend's advice, a news story, post on Reddit, and totally misunderstood it because your brain took it and twisted it into something else? That's egoic listening, and it's warping your perception like a funhouse mirror. And it's not just you, it's amplified by social media and the culture around us. Today, we're unpacking how your ego distorts what you hear, why it's a problem, and how to see things clearly. So let's get into that. So, what's egoic listening? It's when your ego, that part of you obsessed with being right, better, or safe, filters what you hear, turning reality into something that fits your self-image. Instead of hearing what's actually said, you hear a distorted version shaped by defensiveness, comparison, or the need to feel validated. So here's a quick example. Your friend says, "I feel like you've been distant lately." What you hear isn't their concern, it's an attack. They think I'm a bad friend. Your ego twists their words to protect your identity as the good one. So you get defensive or you shut down. Or imagine, scrolling on Reddit and seeing a post about climate change or politics that doesn't vibe with your views. Instead of hearing the argument, your ego warps it into, "This is just propaganda," or "They're out to get my way of life." You know? This distortion happens because your ego is like a bad editor. It cuts out nuance, amplifies threats, and rewrites the story to keep you comfortable. And the result, you miss the truth, you misread intentions, and stay stuck in your own head. And guess what? Social media and culture are making this distortion even worse. Social media is like a megaphone for egoic listening. Why? Because of echo chambers, which are the online bubbles where you're surrounded by people and ideas that match your beliefs. These bubbles don't just reinforce your views, they amplify how your ego distorts what you hear. A 2021 study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences looked at over 100 million posts on Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. They found that platforms like Facebook use algorithms to feed you content from people who think like you. It's called homophily. On topics like vaccines or gun control, you're more likely to see posts that align with your stance. Your ego loves this. It takes those posts and it twists them into, "See, I'm right." Meanwhile, if a post challenges you, your ego distorts it as a threat, so you scroll past it or attack it without really hearing it. This distortion gets worse with polarization. A 2021 study on Twitter during the pandemic found that people stuck to their political tribes. So left-leaning users retweeted Democrats, right-leaning ones boosted QAnon accounts. When they saw posts from the other side, their ego didn't just disagree, it warped the message into something extreme, like "they're trying to control us," or "they're spreading lies." This isn't listening, it's your ego rewriting reality to protect your identity. And it's not just politics either. A 2022 study on YouTube's Flat Earth community that has over 4 million subscribers to top channels in 2021 showed how echo chambers can twist perception. These people heard evidence that fit their identity as truth seekers and distorted any counter-argument as sheeple lies. Their ego turned reasonable critiques into personal attacks, blocking out reality. Now, culture plays a huge role in this too. When you're surrounded by people who share your values, whether it's your town, your online group, or your family, it's like living in a cultural echo chamber. A 2025 study in Information Communication and Society looked at rural areas with low diversity. They used a social tolerance scale and found that social media creates tight echo chambers in these places. If everyone around you thinks the same, your ego warps outside perspectives as wrong or dangerous. For example, if your small town leans one way politically, a post challenging that view gets twisted into "they're attacking our way of life." Your ego isn't hearing the argument, it's hearing a threat to your community's identity. Even in diverse places, cultural bubbles can do this. A 2022 study analyzed 12 million tweets during Brazil's 2016 impeachment crisis. It found two echo chambers, pro and anti-impeachment, where each side distorted the other's messages to fit their narrative. If you were pro-impeachment, your ego turned the other side's posts into corrupt nonsense. Anti-impeachment, you heard traitors. This distortion locks you into an us versus them mindset, warping reality to protect your group's ego. Cultural echo chambers are something I've become aware of in my own life. I grew up in a left-leaning area. I went to a very left-leaning college and then moved to a left-leaning city. It wasn't until I was in my 30s that I started to appreciate that a lot of my perspective and how I view the world had been affected by the environment that I was in. I know that in my 20s, if I went to a party and someone with a more right-leaning perspective started to voice their opinions, they got a lot of very angry reactions. It's interesting to think about now because I know back then I associated my left-leaning perspective with open-mindedness, but I could clearly be very close-minded when it came to perspectives that made me feel like I might be wrong or needed to reassess. So why does this matter? Egoic listening, supercharged by echo chambers, distorts your perception so much that you miss the truth. We don't want to see left or right. We don't want to see positive or negative. We want to see the truth. In relationships, for example, you misread your partner's words and fight over nothing. In learning, you dismiss ideas that could help you grow. In society, it fuels division. Your ego turns different into the enemy. But you can break free from this distortion. Here are 4 ways to clear the fog of egoic listening. Number 1, spot the distortion. When you feel triggered, pause and ask, how is my ego twisting this? Maybe it's making you hear criticism when it's just feedback. Naming it helps you see it clearly. Number 2, test the truth. Instead of rejecting something, ask, what if this is partly true? Let your ego take a back seat and explore the idea. You might be surprised by what you hear. Number 3, listen to understand. Shift from how do I respond to what's really being said. Try this. For 2 minutes, just listen without planning your comeback. It's like turning off your ego's distortion filter. Number 4, break the echo chamber. Follow people with different views on X or YouTube. Studies show that engaging with diverse perspectives, like liberals reading conservative posts, reduces echo chamber effects. It's basically like giving your ego a reality check. Your ego is sneaky. It warps what you hear to keep you comfortable. But by catching egoic listening and stepping out of echo chambers, you can hear the world as it is, not as your ego wants it to be. So try one of these steps this week. Maybe follow someone new on X and tell me how it changes your perspective in the comments. If this hit home, smash the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more videos like this. What's another way that your ego messes with you? Drop it in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.